Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the final part of tonight's episode. Um, so, in terms of Gavin and Radit, I think it's fair to say they're both dead. There's really no reason why the Will-O-Wisp would not just come back and just eat you.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm prepared for this.
However, I
I've
think
done all the morning I was going to.
do Lardo and Radit like hang around and like what do you do once you, or Lardo and Cassie, sorry, what do you do once you leave?
But my intention was always to translate them if I can, so I'd be at the door and listening to what was going on. Like,
Yeah, okay, so so you hang around. After a few minutes, like you hear the final battle between the Eagles and the Will-O-Wisp, and like I guess we see
lots of flashes of light.
yeah, so obviously like the audience can see Lardo. We can see you in like the invisible like outline, like someone's taken you onto Photoshop and done pencil drawing up to maximum. And so yeah, we see you like invisible standing next to the door, and then like just random flashes at the airlock door. And then that stops, and you don't hear the Eagles anymore. And then a few minutes later, the Will-O-Wisp flies out the airlock and then just flies away.
good riddance.
Not invisible.
Get him off.
Yeah, not invisible. It just flies away. So you probably gather, like from your like knowledge of, both, like aberrations and undead, that the Will-O-Wisp had been feeding on the, on like the ambient, like undead energy, the necromantic like fear energy that the undead were generating. And now that you've killed most of them, the Will-O-Wisp doesn't have anything to hang around here for anymore. Like, it's had its dinner, but the thing it's been sustaining itself on for who knows how long isn't there anymore. So it's just kind of like, oh, I guess I might as well just leave.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, with it gone, go investigate the state of our guys. See who.
Can I
Yeah.
have some heal first, please? Because I'm on.
All right, yeah. I guess we just had to do something for 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
Alright,
you guys heal yourselves up.
Enough.
Um,
Well,
provided we don't run into any more Will-O-Wisps, yes. I'm on 14 now. I'm assuming we're not going to go looking for any more combat today. We're going to check out their bodies, and then we're going to go.
Yeah, so you go back into that little cargo room, and you see sort of Gavin and Radit's bodies. They're lying on the ground. They're both like withered, so like all the skin has been pulled tight against their bones. There's like shock marks all over their bodies, but they're both certainly dead.
can we get the cool stuff back?
Yes, you can loot their bodies. So
Yeah.
Jimmy
Okay,
and
we'll do
Alexi,
that
if you want to like just make a list of what items you had on your characters.
Absolutely.
I'll
Yep.
prepare a Google document.
Yep. And so
I'll
in the
write this
cargo
down.
room, Lardo, you find, amid the clutter, 43 silver discs,
Okay.
2 grenades, 2 concussion grenades, a time-worn grenade launcher.
Jimmy, are you writing these? Because you normally do. So, grenade launcher. Awesome.
Yes. I'll post it in the Roll20 chat so you can see it. Wherever the Roll20 chat is, there it is. A time-worn emergency beacon, a time-worn emergency
Where were you 5
raft,
minutes ago?
a time-worn emergency shelter, and 3 charges of Silex.
Is that enough?
Yes, that's definitely enough extra explosives for you to use.
Mission
What about
accomplished.
cans of food? Are they
Alexi,
still
could you mute yourself
Yeah,
while you're
I'll-
typing, please? Thank you.
Are the cans of food still good?
No, they're all like ruined and terrible.
Is there anything interesting in the other 2 rooms we can see?
So in the room with where the Will-O-Wisp was hiding, there's nothing of interest. But each of the 2 skeletons, you find the suits that the skeletons are wearing, and you find 2 more of these. Lardo, you reckon they're probably worth some money? Like they're not worth money to like people who need to wear spacesuits, because they're not going to function as protection or like environmentally sealed suits or anything. But to like antique collectors, these things are probably worth some money.
Okay.
Good.
So you have
I'm
4.
not going to sell them because they don't use money in Scrappool.
Yeah, but you could take them back to Torch or try and sell them somewhere else.
How portable are they?
They're kind of heavy, but you guys can like
Okay.
as long as you're not carrying them around like all the time, and you're just like leaving
No.
them at base for now.
Yeah.
It's fine. And so you also find 4 grey access cards.
Ooh. Let's tear up. Are they already encoded or something? Or they're blank?
Oh, they're grey access cards.
Okay.
So they will get you through
So-
grey doors.
Awesome.
Yep.
They're mine, no one else can have them.
Can we try and take the bodies back to Scrappool? Or at least somewhere.
Yeah, you could try and take them back to what's her
I mean, I don't
face?
Much about Redeem's
Um,
beliefs, but I think Gavin would like a funeral in the church that he.
Yeah, you could take them back to Dinvire. So the one thing I will mention is you guys have a scroll of resurrection.
Yes, I was considering that. Are they still in the suitable state where that works?
Yeah. If you want,
Destroyed.
if one of you wants to be resurrected, you have a scroll. It's all charged up. There's no. You'll just have to pay for the resurrections for the the restorations for the negative levels. But you have that.
Interesting. Okay. Well, Gavin, if you want to be resurrected, then you're more than welcome to. I think.
Yeah, I feel neutral on the matter. Yeah, we could. I mean, yeah, it makes more sense than rolling a new character.
Sure.
Well, if we feel like it. So
Yeah, if you feel like it.
Yeah, I think I can do it. Gavin was one of the originals, and he must stay.
I feel like that's more of an out-of-game choice than an in-game choice. So
Yeah.
Sure, of course.
Yeah, I mean we can talk about it now. Like this is an interesting enough like decision. Like is Alexi, is that something you want, or are you more interested in
Yeah.
creating a new
I
character?
mean, at the end of the day, it is Lardo and Cassie's choice.
Well, no. At the end of the day, it's Alexi's choice. Yeah,
If you
like
remember
Fair
that.
enough.
this is an out of character decision for Alexi to make about Gavin. Like, do you want
Well, so
Gavin to stay dead, or do you want us to bring him back to life?
I'd say there's still more character development with Gavin I can do. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
until that
Yeah.
has happened, then
Yeah.
I'm fine with him coming back to life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
Cool.
Cool.
When you're back, the first thing I say is you owe me 1 scroll of resurrection.
Well. So we get then. Let's check. Just double check what resurrection does. So spell functions like raise dead, except is able to restore life and complete strength to any deceased creature. Condition of the remains is not a factor, as long as there is a small portion of the creature's body can be resurrected. But the portion the spell is cast on must be part of the body, blah blah blah. Can't be dead for more than 10 years. So upon completion of the spell, the creature is immediately restored all hit points, vigor, and health, with no loss to prepared spells. The subject gains 1 permanent negative level, which can be removed the usual way through restoration. Yeah, so that's that. Now I guess Dinvire would actually have to roll to use that, but I don't think I'm actually gonna roll it because that just seems silly to me. You guys can have your character back. That's cool. So there's a whole, like, you bring Gavin and Radit's bodies back to the Clockwork Chapel, and Dinvire, she's kind of hit by that. She didn't expect any of you to come back dead. And you,
Cassie expected any of us to come back dead either.
yeah.
Pretty sure.
So I guess you hand her the scroll, and she looks at it and she reads it. She says, "Can only bring one of them back."
My vote's with Gavin. It's in it with me from the start.
I don't think Cassie can bring herself to choose.
Yeah. Do we see, like, does Cassie have like one of those moments where she just like starts crying like quietly in the back?
Yeah.
Says, "All right then, I'll prepare the spell."
Thank you.
She places Gavin's body sort of in the middle of this like clockwork, the cog platform in the middle of her chapel, and then draws like a magic circle around it, but it's loads of like interlocking gears. Like draws it with chalk all around Gavin's
Just
body.
like he would have wanted.
See, how long does this spell actually take to cast? Like, Raise Dead takes a minute. That's a lot shorter than I thought. So she does that, and then she coats Gavin's wounds with like a sacred oil and unguent, and then says some words in I guess Celestial, probably. I'm not sure what language Bry's servants would speak, but she does that, and then begins reading the words of the scroll, and a minute passes. There's a faint orange glow, sort of a bronze glow around all of the cogs, and then it all like feeds into Gavin's body, and all your wounds like stitch up and heal, and then there's like that brief, like just like 2 to 3 seconds of utter silence, and then like the sharp inhale of Gavin's body as he like bolts up. Yeah, exactly.
You owe me 1 resurrection scroll.
I probably just look around, dazed
Mm-hmm.
for a moment. This is
Me
probably
neither.
like the closest that any of the party comes to seeing Gavin have any emotion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so so Dinvaya comes and kneels next to you, says, "That was a close one. Seems that Our Lady has more work for you yet."
I remember a shock.
I imagine it was shocking. I don't suppose you saw anything.
He
The other side?
looks around. Did he see anything?
I don't know. I'll leave that up to you. There is like generally there's like an established canon, but I'm happy to just throw that out if you wanna like
Yeah.
embellish a little bit.
I'm just thinking like Gavin is a theologically conflicted character, I'd imagine.
Yes.
So Gavin just sort of looks in the distance for a while and says, "I'm not sure.
Hmm.
There were a lot of sounds."
Well then, you ever feel the need to write it down? I don't want to read. We should get you all rested. There's been some
Yeah, I don't think.
hubbub in the scrapyard while you were away, but we can discuss that tomorrow.
Thank you.
Did we get the explosives?
Yes, we did.
Mission accomplished.
Devaya looks very confused. It's like, you planning on blowing some stuff up?
Yes.
No. Yes. No.
Well, that'll get some attention.
Gavin
Yeah.
probably tries to get up from the altar, like if he had just woken up from a nap, but he probably stumbles embarrassingly.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, like because of the way the magic works, you feel great. Like this
Okay.
is probably the most well rested, the healthiest and the fittest you've ever felt.
Well, in that case, Gavin just hops up from the altar, like
Yeah, pat on the back, but I suspect it might be near arse level because
Yes, yeah.
like,
oh yeah, yeah. He still has the negative level thingy on him.
Yes, so Dinvaya can get rid of that for you, in exchange for sort of 1,000 gold's worth of stuff, because she'll have to dig into her
What's that worth?
Divest.
what's the conversion rate to spacesuits?
How many spacesuits is that?
Dinvaya's not interested in spacesuits.
God.
Yeah, she is she's more of a classic constructs
Gavin
kind
has-
of gal.
Somehow I suspect we're going to be at the final dungeon of the game, still trying to find someone to buy these bloody spacesuits off us.
Gavin has
Making my amulets yet.
No, she would have done that by the end of this day. So once you've rested, and the next morning she will have the finished amulet, which would have been really helpful today.
Yes.
I
Would have
know.
been really
Hence
helpful
why I'm
in
not
killing all of
leaving this
those.
compound until I've got it.
Yes. So yeah, like if you guys can scrounge up 1,000 gold's worth random trinkets probably from Radit's dead body. You can
Yeah,
Yeah.
Radit's had.
I have 340 gold on
Yeah.
me.
She doesn't take that. But which she does take.
Yeah, Radit's dead body got all on it. So
yeah. We can work that out between the sessions though.
Okay.
yeah, sure.
So yeah, and we won't sort of continue doing that stuff today then. So let's just like Jimmy, do you have we chatted during the break, like you had some ideas of what classes you wanted to have a look at.
Yeah. So I am
Um,
still looking into this, but I'm thinking maybe a gunslinger of some description.
Yeah.
Um,
my
it'll be
only
nice to-
what I would say against the idea of a gunslinger is we have a very ranged heavy party.
I was wondering, could you have a kind of shotgun build though?
Shotguns are really terrible.
Fair enough.
Take from someone who
Okay,
has a
in
lot of
that case-
experience running a firearms character. Shotgun's terrible. And the
Fair
trouble is still like you've got two characters who are absolutely focused on range combat. Like Gavin and Lardo cannot get into melee because they will get screwed over. Like what happened today.
Yeah,
I did 4.
yeah.
4.
Yes,
True.
Wallace is not happy about being the only melee fighter, and Cass
Yeah.
Cass is built for
So,
melee
alright.
support fighting, but not being
Yeah, exactly.
attack.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a couple of other things in mind. I mean, maybe Paladin, maybe Cavalier.
Yeah.
Uh,
Cavalier's
yeah.
cool. Like if you wanted to go,
I think Cavalier would be fun.
We'll find out next time. John.
yeah, it's one of those things that
It's very fun.
depending on like where you want the character to be from, like so within Scrapwall, like you're basically picking either they're gonna be some scrapless character who is going to introduce themselves to the party and be like, I'm going to be useful for you. Or they could be a member of the Steelhawks, who are currently your allies. Or they could be a member of Red Tooth's Raiders, like if you wanted to put a rat folk. And we can work out a way in
Cool,
which...
being a rat character.
Yeah, we can work out a way in which, like, Red Tooth says, you know, you go help them do this explosives thing, and then blah, blah, blah.
Whose computer is whirring really loudly?
Not mine.
It might be mine, but I don't know.
Alright. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright. Well, I like the idea of being a rat folk
Yeah.
character with some sort of melee weapon. This is exciting. Alright, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you could go for like Swashbuckler, like I mentioned, would work really well for a rat folk.
Okay.
Or some other like dex-based fighter would be really good. But we can
Was
talk about that.
Swashbuckler what
Okay.
I played?
Actually, just a comment on the whole Ratfolk and gunslingers, because there seems to be actually a very close range gunslinger specialist for Ratfolk.
Yeah, I
Really?
mean, we can
Yeah.
have a look at that.
Swashbucklers are incredibly
Yeah.
fun to play.
Swashbucklers
I know
are
that
really
for
good.
experience.
Yeah.
And can't would a small Cavalier be able to ride medium animals and go
Yes.
down?
Yes, they can.
I was a halfling cavalier who rode a goat everywhere once, and it was amazing.
Yes, yeah, you could be like a
That was fun.
like a rat folk cavalier, and we could probably work out a weird medium animal for you to have. You could probably do like a rat folk cavalier with a dog or a wolf.
Rust monster. Could you take the rust monster?
I don't think we could do a rust monster, but anyway, let's wrap up then, and we will work out what the new character is going to be for next time. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching today. We've had a pretty good I mean, I've had fun today. I thought it was a little bit ridiculous. I'm sorry I killed 2 characters.
These things happen.
Absolutely.
When I was putting this, when I read through this sort of section of the adventure book and was putting it all together on Roll20, and I saw like how cramped the map is, and just sort of the mix of the mix of monsters, and then the way your characters are built, I was like, people are gonna die here. Like there's just, unless I radically change what happens in this section of the adventure, which I don't really want to do because I want this to be like as pure an experience as possible. I was like, yeah, no, the people are definitely going to die here.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
no,
so-
that's fine.
The adventure maps are all incredibly cramped. in my
Yeah, they're
experience.
generally quite cramped.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. I will say, you have not finished in the wreck. There is still stuff to do there.
Yeah.
So if you want to go back, there's still stuff to do. It's not 100% necessary, but there is some optional stuff left in that
I
wreck
think
that
you
you can
need
go
a
back
good
and
and
do.
character reason to go back to the place that killed a bunch of us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did we level up,
yeah.
by the way?
Yes, you will be leveling up. Yeah.
Yay.
So, yeah, you guys all level up to 6. Jimmy, you can make a level 6 character. And we will continue on. It looks like Skype is dying, so I'm gonna end
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah.
So thanks everyone so much for watching. If you come along from somewhere on Discord that I've advertised the show, or you found my channel through Adam Coble's office hours last week, feel free to give the channel a follow. You can also find the information for my Discord channel below the Twitch VOD, and you can find all my details for Twitter and everything down there, so you can find out when we're playing next. The next show should be in 2 weeks, fingers crossed. We will double check our calendars and make sure that happens. But until next time, thank you guys for playing. Thanks everyone for watching. And we will see you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.